the Christian understanding has always been that every Jew should become a Christian. The fact that we didn't put a knife to your neck and force you all to become Christian.
Well, actually, throughout history, much of that has been happening.
I'm sorry. The very fact you've just contradicted yourself.
How?
Because the very fact that you have said there's always been Jews in Europe shows that there hasn't been a consistent campaign to force Jews to become Christian.
I never said there was consistent, but it has happened frequently over the period.
There has definitely been.
There has been many.
I
mean, the Crusades, the many Jewish communities were massacred.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whole communities going from the Middle Ages all the way until way into the 20th century.
It's true, but the very fact that there's always been Jewish communities in Europe shows that there was never ever because let's be honest.
It showed that the people who tried to wipe us out
let's be honest. We could have quite easily. The Jews were never in sufficient numbers or power to stop Christian kings from doing that if they wanted to. And the very examples, like in England, when all the Jews were kicked out of England, bearing in mind that they were welcomed back by Oliver Cromwell,
hundreds of years later.
Yes, hundreds of years later, demonstrates the fact that if Christians had this teaching, like Muslims did in Saudi Arabia.
I can prove you're wrong. The Holocaust. No. The governments tried to kill every single man, woman and child, and they killed many of us, but there were still communities afterwards.
And they survived by what? By the fact that there were groups willing to save Jews, like the Catholic Church, who hid thousands of Jews in its monasteries. No, that's not true.
They kidnapped children and forced them to
convert. Where's your proof that during... Right, here's my proof. After World War II, immediately after World War II, with the foundation of the State of Israel, the Jewish state declared that the Pope, I forget which Pope it was, Pope Pius something, was a righteous man because of the number of Jews that were saved by the Catholic Church. Now I've given you some evidence. Where's your evidence that those Jews that were saved by the Catholic Church were only saved because they were willing to convert? Where's your evidence to that?
The fact that there were whole organisations that had to go into the monasteries and find the Jewish children, despite the fact that they were untraceable.
So you've not actually proven your claim then?
And the people who ran the monasteries,
where's your proof?
The people who ran the monasteries refused to reveal the identity of these children.
So you haven't proven your claim then? You haven't proven your claim. You've proven your claim. You've made a completely different claim to your original claim, and you're dressing it up like it's your original claim. Your original claim was they only saved Jews that were willing to convert. You've provided zero evidence for that fact.
Okay.
However, what you have demonstrated is that the Catholic Church. One demonstrated this because you're just not shutting up. What you have demonstrated, though, is that the Catholic Church did save thousands of Jews.
Only those that wanted to convert.
Where's your evidence?
The fact that the Pope refused to speak up against the Holocaust. The fact that many Catholics and Protestants across Europe collaborated with the Nazis in the rounding up of the Jews.
Right, so let's just remember the claim. The claim was that the Catholic Church only saved Jews who were willing to convert. How does the evidence, in quote marks, that the Pope didn't speak out against the Holocaust prove that those that were brought into the monasteries were only brought in because they were willing to convert? How does the fact that there were Catholics, there were Catholics and Christians who got in bed with the Nazis prove that those that were brought into the monasteries were only brought in because they were willing to convert? In other words, you have not connected your evidence to your claim. Your claim remains unproven. But do you dispute?
What proof do you have that they were willing to
Do you dispute? Yes, I'm going to answer it. I'm asking you a question.
You haven't let me ask the question.
Do you dispute that Jews were hidden in monasteries and churches across Europe by the Catholic Church? Are you disputing that? Right. So you accept my claim.
And do you dispute the fact that I was saying earlier that Christians have used brute force right down the ages into the 20th century to massacre Jews?
That within the Christian worldview, there was always the calling of the Jewish people to become Christians. But that was not done by force. As in, that within the Christian worldview, there isn't a teaching that says, put a dagger to a Jew's neck and force them to become a Christian.
But that's what's been happening.
That
down
is
the ages.
no. What you allow me to finish? Allow me to finish. Now he says that that's what the Church Fathers all said. So please bring me that as evidence. So where's your evidence that the Church Fathers taught that we should stick a dagger to the Jew's neck and force them to become Jewish? Where's your evidence?
Ever heard of something called the Inquisition?
He's talking about the Church Fathers. You're talking about the Inquisition. They're two different things. Which Church Father taught that? Don't know. And again, this is what you're doing. Again and again, this is what you're doing. Let's be clear. I am not denying that in church history there has been horrendous acts of anti-Semitism. However, what I am saying, and please try to listen to what I'm saying, is that Christianity has never had a teaching that would justify that anti-Semitism as a practice. Therefore, the very fact that there has always been Jews in Europe is testament to the fact that Christians have always had a place in our heart, in our societies, for Jews. But that is not different from saying that all Jews should become Christians, because I believe all Jews should become Christians, and if they do, that would be consistent to a Christian civilization. Let's do a contrast. Tell me, inside Saudi Arabia, how many Jewish communities have existed inside Saudi Arabia for the last 1400 years? Sorry?
Not many.
Not many. I mean, can you point to me the historical Jewish community of Medina, for example?
I think there wasn't.
There wasn't?
They haven't existed for a long time.
When did they disappear?
Shortly after Islam started.
Shortly after Islam started.
But other Muslim countries who have had Jews.
In the heart of the Islamic world, the very place where Islam emerged, the very place where Islam emerged, there are no continuous historical Jewish communities because Muhammad had them all kicked out. Where did Christianity start?
I'll tell you where.
Where did Christianity start?
In Israel.
In Israel. And can you point to a continuous historical Jewish community inside Palestine?
Most of these centuries between then and now, let me give my answer.
Go on.
Most of the centuries between then and now, Palestine was ruled by the Muslims, so the Christians can't take credit for that.
No, hold on. We ruled Palestine from the 4th century to the 7th century. So we had hundreds of years in which, if we had been inclined to do so, like Muhammad was inclined to do so, we could have forced the Jews out.
The Romans tried to force them
when
out.
they were pagan in the 70 AD.
They didn't succeed, and it just goes.
No, hold on. You're talking about. You're trying to merge what the Roman pagans did in 70 AD.
No, can you let me make my point?
Hundreds of years of Christian rule from the 4th century to the 7th century. You're a poor student of history, sir. But what I am saying is that within the Christian worldview, our understanding of how the world should be, that Christians have always had a place for the Jewish people. That we have not had an understanding that Jews should be wiped out by force or by political action. The very fact that some Christians have done that, I am not seeking to justify. I am saying that when they have done that, they have acted against the Christian narrative, because the Christians see themselves as growing out of Judaism, as part of a new covenant built on an old covenant. And we believe that Jews should come to accept Christ as their Messiah. And that is about invitation. It's about conversion. It's not about killing.